So undoubtedly the biggest news out of SmackDown this week. Next week on SmackDown, Rey Fenix will debut for WWE. They did mention the fact that he's one half of the Lucha Brothers alongside Penta, but obviously with him going to a separate brand, that doesn't seem to be the plan immediately anyway. I do think WWE will do the Lucha Brothers. I do think though with the push they've given Penta recently, they've got to do the same for Rey Fenix. So this was interesting. A couple of videos back, we spoke about the fact Alexa Bliss had been removed from WWE World. Well, on the most recent advertisement during SmackDown, she's back on it. Now, there's no actual official meet and greet listed on the WWE World site. You can't go and buy tickets to meet Alexa. Whether it's an error and they just use an old graphic is probably the most likely, but watch this space, you never know. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Ken Shamrock, his name has been thrown around with the idea to induct him this year into the WWE Hall of Fame. Ken Shamrock, undoubtedly someone who deserves that spot. There has been other rumours, of course. Kamala we spoke about recently, Demolition also, so we'll just have to wait and see what WWE decides. But we do know this year is the first year of the WWE Immortal Moments, when they immortalise the greatest matches and moments from WWE history, with the first induction being Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret the Hitman Hart from WrestleMania 13. What's really cool is both men will be in attendance. These are really cool. I've seen this on social media quite a bit in the last 24 hours. So apparently the company that makes the belts, the weightlifting belts of Cody Rhodes, has tweeted out a preview of Vegas Nightmare, the new weightlifting belt that will probably be available in the WWE Superstore at WWE World. We found out last night that the triple threat between Seth, Punk and Roman will main event, we assume, night one of WrestleMania. Now that does mean that neither winner of the Royal Rumble will be in the spot of main event at WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair, Jey Uso, they'll get their championship matches, but they won't be in the main events. I think quite rightly this has been a hot topic on social media. Now I'm sure WWE, when we get to WrestleMania, will be talking about 4 main events tonight, and this will just be listed as a main event because we've seen that before. We've seen co-main events, all these other things that WWE brand them as. But I do feel like WWE should just say receives an opportunity at a World Championship at WrestleMania rather than the tagline will main event WrestleMania now going forward for the Royal Rumble. If it gets to the main event spot, perfect. If it doesn't, you've covered yourself and the fans don't expect it. I don't think we did, but do you know what I mean? Something else we didn't expect from last night was Drew McIntyre being hit with a choke slam on top of a car. Now, there is a report online from PW Insider that states that Drew McIntyre got a piece of glass in his eye during this segment. Now, when you go back and watch this, it's actually quite interesting because you do see little fragments of glass on Drew McIntyre's face where they've splashed up. Now, obviously, a piece has gone into his eye. First and foremost, I hope Drew's okay. They don't talk about any kind of injury or anything like that, so that's obviously a very good sign. And Drew's vision did seem to be okay on social media afterwards as he saw the fan who, his words, mugged him off. Brilliant. WWE's president, Nick Khan, has confirmed today that in 2026, maybe 2027, WWE is working to produce a premium live event emanating from India. When asked about the possibility, Nick Khan would say that that is the goal, that they are penciling out 2026 and 2027 in one of our first meetings with Netflix after the deal was signed. Without asking, Netflix handed us a list of their priority countries. At the top of the list was India, and knowing that the race would come into play on April 1st in India, because that's when Netflix debuts WWE there, it is important to Netflix, assume it's important to us. A massive statement there from WWE's president as he basically confirms what Netflix wants, WWE will try to achieve. So we'll see if it happens. And also, with Netflix about to debut WWE for India, it's honestly such a big time to create that buzz, create that hype for a market that's been starved for a very long time. 2K have tweeted out the first look at the Undertaker Elite action figure from WWE 2K25. That's really cool. And also this today, the brand new Saturday night main event arena coming to 2K25 soon. That's really cool. Good updates really early on into the game's life. That's what I like to see. An unseen moment from SmackDown posted by WWE as an exclusive. Obviously, Andrade confronting Santos Escobar. Now, obviously, Escobar just had a go at Angel and Berto, and Andrade come in to defend them. Was it just 2 weeks ago we saw Andrade talking to Berto? We hoped then they wouldn't break up Los Garza. Doesn't look like they're going to now. I wonder if they're going to replace Escobar as the leader of Legado. I wonder if that's going to be a thing, or completely disband Legado with Angel and Berto just going with Andrade. Time will tell. Interesting storyline though. Confirmed by WWE next week, Braun Strowman will take on Jacob Fatu, last man standing in Chicago as WWE return to the United States. What a war we're going to witness next week. We recently spoke about the idea and rumours of WWE planning to do Evolution, another premium live event exclusively for the women of WWE. Well, this week, WrestleVotes actually come out with a little bit of information about this, stating that they believe WWE could be looking to announce this just before WrestleMania this year. So obviously, potentially very, very soon. It's undeniable right now that WWE arguably has one of the best women's divisions in the entire world of probably all time, stretching across all three WWE brands. I'm sure they can come up with something very special for a women's PLE, but of course we'll have legends come back probably for this too. Very exciting. Now, spoiler alert for next week's TNA, Ethan Page has returned to TNA. Ethan Page, part of WWE in NXT, has returned to TNA. He obviously has a lot of history with TNA and Impact, so it makes a lot of sense for him to cross that line back there. But didn't he actually, in kayfabe, die in TNA and he's back? I mean, that might be an awkward conversation with your old bosses, do you know what I mean? Now, this has been a hot topic, obviously, on social media this week. WWE superstar meet and greets. Most importantly, their prices. $300 to meet Bianca Belair. $500 for Rey and Charlotte. $500 for Braun and Liv. $600 for the Usos. And $500 to meet Damian Priest and Tiffany Stratton. I wanted to include this because, one, that is insane. That is news. Second, I wanted to ask your thoughts. Is it too much? Would you pay that? Let me know in the comment section down below. There's been a lot of concern about the status of Julia. Obviously, she lost the NXT Women's Championship and really hasn't been seen on TV since. The Wrestling Observer newsletter are claiming that WWE are denying reports that Julia is off injured, banged up, things like that. We don't know why Julia's not there, but according to Dave Meltzer, it's not for an injury. The time for Stand and Deliver has been changed again. It will now start at 9:30 a.m. local time. I don't know, man. Are the wrestling crowd going to be hot at 9:30 in the morning? I think that's something like 4:30, 5:30 UK time, something along those lines. But honestly, Stand and Deliver night one of WrestleMania all on the same night. It's a big old day, isn't it? Shout out to Slam, who posted this on social media last night. There has been reports before that this has happened before. Other weeks it doesn't happen, but as part of the hype video for SmackDown last night in London at the O2 was the Wyatt Sicks. So obviously that has created a lot of buzz, a lot of hype that the Wyatt Sicks are still well thought of, at least to be included on a hype video from WWE. But there is your Saturday WWE news. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, your theories in the comments section down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like the video, share the video. It really does help the channel out, so I appreciate that. And I'll see you as always next time. Peace!